going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video, I'm about to go over my 6-month ownership experience with the GT350. So I got the car in March and now it's October. I'm going to go over the good, the bad, the ugly, and just go on a little drive at the end of the video so you can experience what I'm experiencing in this car. So before you leave, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and let's jump into today's video. Owning the GT350 has been just a pleasure every single day. Not many issues at all. I documented a couple of issues that I did have. One being the shifter breaking, and that was covered under a recall. So let me jump in and get a cold start. As always, enjoyed it here. And just like clockwork, I need gas again, so I'm gonna head to the gas station. So let me that's that annoying thing I hate. But let me let this thing warm up for a minute, get the oil flowing in here so I don't blow my engine up. It's very important to do. Just let the oil kind of run through the engine so it's at the right viscosity. So this thing has been a joy to drive these past 6 months. I have no complaints whatsoever about it. It's fun to drive, amazing to look at. Just love how aggressive it is, how aggressive it sounds. And right now it's on quiet exhaust mode. Very dirty right now, but you can obviously see it's gloomy out here. So no car washes today. And it's about to get cold here, so I am shopping around for some tires so I can do some winter driving in here. I thought I'd be able to step down to 18s. But the rotors are so big, I can't use GT wheels on this one, at least not the 18. So I'm going to see if I can buy some tires that fit the stock set on here. I have noticed something a little weird with the car. Like right here, I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but water tends to collect right there. And even on the day, like I haven't pulled out the car since it was raining, but it's like a wet spot right here. And if I slam the trunk, like water just shoots out of somewhere in here. So if you're buying one of these, just yeah, the craftsmanship could have been a little bit better. These kind of big panel gaps right there. There's also this one weird thing that the car does. It's intermittent, so I'm going to try to make it do it today. Like when I set the memory seat control, the side view mirror just starts to go nuts. So generally, when I'm switching my memory seats to a more desired position, let's see if it'll do it today. So look at the side mirror right here. It's just going nuts and it won't stop. And so the mirror is the same position in all 3 modes, 1, 2, and 3, but the mirror just doesn't know where it wants to be, and it just goes all over the place. So I noticed this when I was driving one day. I was sitting at a light. I was going from one setting to another at a stoplight. I was like, oh, let me change this. I'm a little too close. So I set it to go back. And then my side mirror just started going nuts. The second thing that has gone wrong on here is the shifter breaking, and that was covered under a recall that I got fixed. Took 2 weeks to it just sat in the dealership for 2 weeks, and I was doing some spirited driving. So when it broke, when I went to first gear would only go into reverse, and I couldn't go to second gear, so I had to start off in third gear. And to fix that, I kind of had to like bang on this, and then it would go into first gear. Then I was on the track and it broke, but this time when I tried to go into reverse as I was leaving the track, I lifted the collar up, went to reverse, but it wouldn't go into reverse at all. So all that day, I could only go forward unless I pushed the car. So I made a video on that. Go check it out. The gas tank is just very small. Like, for a car to get this gas mileage, you need at least like 17 gallons. And I think this is like a 15-gallon tank. Always at the gas station. Always at the gas station. Fill up complete. $50. Alright, now let's get to the fun part, driving. About to get on the highway now. A couple curves coming up. This is where the car shines at 4,000 RPM. 7, 8. So I don't know if the camera was able to pick that up or not, but when you get all the way up near red line, like around 8,000 RPM, there's a lot of harsh vibrations that come from the engine. It's kind of unrefined as far as handling goes. Fantastic on this car, always flat, planted, till you get the uneven pavement. Yeah, I enjoy this car every day. It's my daily driver. It's the perfect daily driver for me. Perfect size, not cramped up in here, practical, no issues, minus the shifter issue that I mentioned earlier, and that weird thing going on with the side mirror with the memory seats. So I don't have the stock tires on. That probably would have been a little tricky driving right now, but the stock tires, they're like track only, so I have the Michelin Pilot Super Sports instead of the Cup 2s. Cup 2s, bonafide track tire. Steering is still tight. Everything is tight on this car, as you would expect from a newer car. This is a 2019. I bought it with 6,000 miles on it. Previous owner didn't drive it as much as I have in this period of time. So I bought it with 6,000 miles. Now I'm at 12,600 miles in 6 months. So I put on much as he did in 2 years in 6 months. Car is very composed. I never get scared to drive it like aggressively. I feel like it's always in control. I'm always in control of the car. It's very predictable. With the traction control, it will let you play a little bit, like the tires will spin, especially while turning. Definitely on wet pavement and even on dry pavement, so keep that in mind. So the only other service that I had besides the recall problem with this, a couple oil changes, and they're a bit more expensive. They're like $160 for an oil change on here. And as much fun as this car is on the regular roads, it's way more fun on the track. Like I went to like a more technical track that had a lot of curves, and the fastest I could get to was about 100, and other people that had Vets and Lamborghinis, they got to like 110, 120 on the straightaways. I was still able to have fun. I didn't get to roll the gears as much on the track because this car is like tuned for track driving. I was in second gear 99% of the track. The downshifts on this car is vicious. Handle this roundabout, it's very flat. Car gets a lot of attention from everybody. Like I said, police right behind me, so I got to be on my best behavior. I will say that I do see a few software glitches in here from time to time. Like sometimes I'll go in reverse and the backup camera won't show up till like maybe 5 seconds later, and that's a violation of FMVSS 111. It should display within like definitely less than a second. It's tenths of seconds it should display. So that's a big problem for Ford. I have had a couple black screens on Sync 3 all these infotainment systems, they all have issues like that. Sometimes when my phone is connected by the USB, like CarPlay doesn't show up. So my Mustang has been reliable, but there are certain car brands out there that aren't as reliable. Like my former BMWs and Audis, I've had for both less than 6 months, and I've had some pretty incredible repair bills. Like in my older M5, I had things like my traction control went out at the same time, so my speedometer wouldn't work, and yeah, I couldn't tell how fast I was going, so that just happened to me. Windshield wipers just stopped working when it was raining, unfortunately on me. And I had an Audi, my fuel pump went bad, the seat wouldn't move forward anymore, just all kinds of electrical issues on the German cars, which is why I love German cars, the driving experience, but the ownership for German cars have been terrible, and I've owned at least 4 German cars so far. And that's one thing for me, like, because I own my cars for short periods of time, like I don't expect to do any maintenance at all, and to own those German cars for short periods of time and have like major bills. Like I needed motor mounts on my Audi. Like that's like an old car problem, and my Audi was only like 2 or 3 years old at the time. Like that's issues I don't expect for a 2-liter turbo engine. Like how do the engine mounts collapse after it was in the dealership for an engine recall for oil consumption? As far as mods go, I haven't really felt the need to change anything other than the X-pipe, the resonator delete. Everything else is great out the box. Like this car, they did a really good job on it. Oh, got a little sideways. So as I come up on the year of ownership, I expect more of the same. A couple more oil changes. If I do end up finding some tires to drive in the wintertime, changing tires, but I don't expect anything more than that. I still haven't done the catch cans or the oil separators on the engine. A lot of people tell me I should do that. It's only $150. It's something I can do myself. Good preventative maintenance. But other than that, I do not expect to need anything else. So if you guys have any more questions about the GT350, let me know in the comments down below. If you own a GT350 and have had more problems in the first 6 months of ownership, or if you had any problems at all, like these cars are so new that I don't expect any problems or anything major. So let me know if you've experienced anything at all in your GT350. Like I said, they're well built, very solid cars. Only thing, my shifter messed up, that weird quirk with the window. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen that. If you've seen that, let me know. And I know it gets harsh up top, but I spent very little time at red line. I don't hang around at red line. So that being said, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, browse the channel, and I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace out.